everyone, my name is Bree and welcome back to our channel 1134 Press, where we share bookmaking, journaling, and papercraft inspiration. So today, Bree, what are we gonna make? We're going to make another booklet to tuck into our junk journal. If you guys haven't been following this series, I'll link the playlists in the cards and also in the description where you can see the evolution of this junk journal project. So today I wanted to make another booklet to tuck inside of the main junk journal. And I also started a junk journal challenge for the month of September. It's all on Instagram at 1134 Press. There's 10 prompts on there, all inspired by nature and being in the elements. And it's really meant to inspire you to create. So just writing or journaling, and also to create some community around what we do. So the hashtag is Wild Journal Challenge, and you can add us at 1134 Press if you decide to do any of the journal entries. I'm definitely going to be doing them. Some of them will probably fit into this journal that I'm going to show you how to make today. So the tutorial, 3 steps that we're gonna go over. 1, how to make cardstock look like leather. The thing about this project is that I want a lot of textures, and I don't really have any leather right now that I could cut up and use for a book. So I'm trying to figure out the workaround, and of course there was tons of tutorials on how to make paper look like leather, and through some trial and error, I came up with this technique that worked for me. So we're going to make paper look like leather. We're going to use some ephemera and decorate the journal a little bit, and then we're going to bind it. So spoiler alert, I use staples. This is the first time I use staples to bind a book, which surprisingly had a lot of issues, and you will see that in the video. But yeah, so without further ado, here is the tutorial. Okay guys, so we are going to start with a piece of cardstock. This particular brand is Astro Bright. I got it from Walmart, and I'm going to spritz it with a concoction of glycerin and water. So depending on what size spray bottle you use, you want to use really a half a part of glycerin and then the rest water. So after you crumple and spray and repeat, use a acrylic block or really whatever flat thing you can find to press down onto the crinkles to make them more apparent on the paper. Once you're happy with the crinkles in the paper, you want to let it dry. I was really impatient, so I used an iron to dry it faster. I put a old t-shirt over top of the paper and just ironed it to dry it. The next step is to take an ink pad. I just used Archive Coffee to brush over the crinkles. After that, I mixed it again with the glycerin concoction and then gave it another crinkle. So basically, you're just gonna follow this step over and over again until you're happy with the color of the paper. After it dried, I went through with Mod Podge matte or matte Mod Podge to add a seal. And I think this step is what really gives it its leather quality. Okay, time to decorate. So I really wanted one of those metal label holders, but I didn't have any. So I thought that there was probably a template online for paper that I could print out, and there sure was. I found it on Martita's Lisa's website. I'll link her website in the description below. Sorry if I butchered your name, but it's a printable that you can just print out and cut, and then you have a little faux metal label holder. The piece of ephemera that I'm using is from Tim Holtz's ephemera pack. I don't remember the name of it, but it just had a bunch of flowers and kind of nature themed ephemera in it. Then we're going to add some brads to attach it. You could totally skip this step and just glue the fake paper label on there, but since I had it, I wanted to use it. So I got this paper pad from Joann Fabrics not too long ago. I went on a little shopping trip with my dad, who's been getting into scrapbooking. So I just cut out 2 pieces to size, glued one side down. And so for the other piece, before I glued it down, I wanted to add some eyelets with some thread. And I saw this on Nick the Booksmith's tutorial. She was making a Happy Mail, and I really thought that that was a cute idea that I wanted to include in this journal so I could have a non-traditional tuck spot for postcards, envelopes, whatever I wanted to slide and include into the journal. I'll also link that tutorial of hers in the description below. I really hate measuring. It's not my favorite thing. So to find the center, I just gently folded the paper slightly to try to find the center before I punched holes through the paper and then inserted the eyelets. I'll link the eyelet tool in the description below. And now it's time to bind the book. So that green foam thing is usually used for making flower arrangements. You can get it at any craft store. I just wanted something kind of soft and firm so I could staple the staples through the book and then fold over the staples manually. Okay, so this is where the mistakes were made. I totally stapled the staples off center and it made the pages super wonky. And you'll see I try to fix it by pulling out the staples or at least one staple, which I probably should have just did all of them. But you know, you live and you learn, and this is just for me. And you'll see all these paper scraps. I cut from the interior of the book to try to make it straight. It didn't work. And you don't see it here, but I ended up just going around all the edges and tearing them to, one, try to make it a little straighter in a way, and then also to give it a more rugged look. And also my staples kind of just poked through the cover. That's because I didn't let the Mod Podge dry enough before I started fiddling with it. Patience is definitely not one of my strong suits. So yeah, there you have it, this little booklet that I actually ended up taking with me on a short hike with my niece and nephew today. So don't forget, like and subscribe if you enjoy this video, and head over to Instagram to join the hashtag Wild Journal Challenge, and let's make some stuff. We'll see you next Wednesday.